What is up, Netrunners? Welcome back to another episode of Peach Hack, bringing you games from North Georgia Netrunners. We are back in Raven's Nest Games in Marietta, Georgia for the Store Championships that happened there on January 4th, 2015. And this is game 2 of round 2 out of 5 rounds of Swiss. And on the left we have Randall, who is spilling all of his credits into his lap and running as Kit. Of course, Kit's the runner where the first ice she encounters every turn is considered to be a code gate, and he'll be running against Erickson on the right, who is playing as Haas Biowade, Engineering the Future, who gets the credit the first time he installs something every turn. I love it when you play an ID that gives you benefits for just playing the game normally. You're going to be installing stuff, might as well get some money for it, right? Legal sets up to here is through the source, all the way through the leader cycle. No order in chaos yet. But it looks like we are getting ready to go here. I'll be interested to see what kind of HB this is coming out from Erickson. HB is kind of the standard HB identity. Like, unless you're doing something crazy, you're going to be HB, or you're going to be engineering the future if you want to be HB. Just protects up his centrals, gets some credit, and Randall runs into a Mother Goddess on HQ. Can't get through it. Checks R&D, no res. It looks like that is a piece of ice. Can't get through Mother Goddess without an icebreaker, even if it is considered to be a code gate. And Randall just crediting up some. What do we got out from Erickson? Installs, gets credit. Drawing up some, digging a bit. And successful demonstration. Ooh. Shoutouts to Christian from Teamwork Cast. A cool $5 for one click. We see some drawing coming out here for Randall with a quality time. Got to get his rig set up. Of course, we're going to be looking for that all-powerful decoder. Well, self-modifying code. It's pretty close, I guess. It can be a decoder and an astrolabe coming out to get some more MU and some draws if new servers are made. Inti as well. Both these players playing Inti in their decks. Certainly an expensive icebreaker, but it'll work on berries in a pinch. Erickson installs an ice over that server for free since he gets one back for being engineering the future. And he also plays a restructure. Very much up in the money now. So, what is Randall's plan now? Will he build up or try to get that code gate breaker? I mean, that Mother Goddess has no code gate type. It's just a mythic. It doesn't really have a type. But if you're Kit, it's a code gate if you run it first. Instead, he decides to test run. What's he going to test run here? Test run something. Ooh, Opus. Not a bad idea. Get some money from Opus. And plays a Scavenge to keep it out. You trash the Opus with the Scavenge and then bring it right back out for free so that it overcomes test run. Very, very nice. And he's using up, 5 MU now? Good thing Astrolabe's out. Erickson drawing up a bit. Continuing to build that server. 3 ice deep. But nothing installed there. Apparently there will be something installed there soon. One would expect. Central's not super secure right now, though. All Randall has to do is money up, which he's doing right now. He's going to money up and maybe eventually make a run and pop that SMC for some sort of decoder. The decoder of choice. I wonder if he has multiple decoders depending on who he's facing. Of course, Torch being the king of decoders. 4 strength, but super duper expensive. And he just spends his turn moneying up. Not a whole lot of pressure coming out from him yet, but, well, I feel like he can at any moment. He's building up. And Erickson, on the other hand, still digging a little bit. He's got a pretty secure server. Well, secure-ish. If it has multiple kinds of ice. He's got 15 credits, so you can res quite a bit. Ooh, protecting the server even more. Randall wondering what on earth is going on here. And what will he do about this super server that has nothing in it? I'm not really sure what to say at this point. It looks like they're just playing their games. Ericsson not really sure about what the server is capable of. Checking the ice, making sure he can res things. Probably just want to money up if he doesn't really have anything particular to do. You can't see his hand size. Maybe he's worried about having to discard things. Anyway, it's Randall's turn, and he decides to legwork. That Mother Goddess is considered a code gate. Randall pops the SMC. What will he get out? Code gate of choice today is code gate breaker, that is. Gordian Blade. Gordian Braid. And he's completely broke, but he accesses 3 cards. We got another Mother Goddess. Ooh, an Executive Retreat. And a Toll Booth. He'll take that Executive Retreat. Thank you very much. 3 points. Yes, sir. I will do that. I will have that, please. And money's up with Opus. Yep, those 1 ice. Those you got to have a couple layers of ice if you want to keep Kit out. And speaking of multiple layers of ice, Ericsson installs and advances twice into that big old server. And, oops, throwing cards everywhere. Randall could money up here some with Opus. I don't know if he'll be able to get through 4 pieces of ice. I mean, there again, Ericsson's at 13 credits. What can he res? I mean, I guess he could try to make him res things and go broke so he can't finish advancing. But Randall drops an R&D interface and runs R&D. And he runs into a Tsurugi. Ooh. Interesting splash into HB. And Randall will break it with the Gordian Blade. Sees 2 cards. Nope. And that looks like a Jackson. And he can't afford to trash it, so it stays. 7 credits here for Ericsson. And he does advance it 3 more times and scores out an Eden Fragment. Now he'll be able to make that server even bigger. And this time won't have to pay. Couple draws here for Randall. And some money. Just trying to build back up after that legwork run. And R&D run. Perhaps a little bit more expensive than he wanted, but Opus is pretty good at getting you back in the money. And it's nice when you're HB and you can install a piece of ice over another piece of ice and get a credit for it because you're HB. And you have Eden Fragment. We see another R&D interface. Perhaps some more R&D pressure. No res. We have the Tsurugi again. Paying, what, 4 to get through? Sees 1, sees 2, and 3. Ooh, it's another Executive Retreat. Randall is at 6 points. All 3-pointers so far out of HB. And I'm sure Ericsson is going to want to protect that R&D some more. Gets that Jackson. Draws a bit. Those will be fresh cards here if Randall runs back and Ericsson decides to protect it again. For free, of course. With Eden Fragment. And some cards go into archives. Are those agendas? I mean, if we're running all 3-pointers, then his deck is going to be pretty agenda light. Not going to be super dense. HE is still pretty vulnerable here. That Mother Goddess is a code gate. And Randall is just moneying up here. Ericsson drops another remote. Did Randall get a draw for that? I don't know. I didn't notice. He might have missed it. And icing up R&D. 2 servers at 4 ice. Them's be biggins. And they're all, like, they're encroaching onto Randall's territory. Wotan looking up at these ice. Wondering what's going on. Randall getting lots and lots of dollars. And a card. And attempts R&D. What do we got? We have an Eli. Good old standby Eli. And I think this is the last click. Does he want to spend Inti? It'll cost what? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 to get through an Eli with Inti? Something like that. I don't know if I mathed that right. He can do it. And Erickson only has $6. Or he could bounce and save his money for another day. Looks like he bounces. No go. Back to Erickson. Another successful demonstration. A failed run gets him $5. And a restructure. We are moneying like there is no tomorrow. And installs an upgrade on that super server. Hanging out with Jackson. Being HP, my guess would be Ash. Could be maybe Shell Corp or something fancy. Who knows? Could be a self-destruct. That would do quite a trace if someone tried to run that server. Now, what will Randall do here? Erickson hasn't dropped any more agendas. I don't know if he's just not seeing them or if he doesn't feel quite protected enough. Randall just decides to money up. Sometimes it's just what you got to do is take a bunch of money and prepare. I mean, eventually Erickson's going to drop something. If he's running all three-pointers, then he'll install Advance. And that'll be Randall's cue to run that server. And he'll need a lot of money to do it. Erickson hitting Jackson, drawing more cards. Even more cards. And I think he just drew an agenda. Well, it looks like a domestic sleepers, I think. Just being able to glance it real quick. And protecting even more. That ice is hanging out with Inti. That is a large server. And Randall, what will he do? There's still no really signs coming out, and he just takes a bunch of money still. No signs still coming out for Erickson as to where the agendas are. Erickson asking Randall how much money he has. 26 credits to Erickson's 18. And he's getting a daily business show. Going to be improving his draws. And putting back things that he doesn't want. And picking up things he does. Like Mr. Lee for Corp. He changed his mind. He's putting back the card that he took and taking the card he put back. Whatever that was. Throws down a hedge fund. Needs to catch up on money here to Randall. And protects the server even more. Randall is dumbfounded. We got HP bringing in moving trucks into the runner's area, saying, hey, can we install our ice in your apartment? That is a big server, and protecting HQ some more. Well, see, this is a situation that I like to call writing checks. The Corp, they have some money, but can they res all these things? You think, oh, I've got $1 billion ice in front of my server. And then the runner runs, and it turns out you might not be able to res everything. Like, you do an inside job, and you have to res an ice, and then another ice just to make them encounter something. Erickson pops Jackson, pulls back some econ operations. But you never know. You got these big ice servers, and something could happen. You get siphoned or something. Inside job's another big one that I like. I'm a big fan. Install. And advance twice. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't an install. That was the upgrade that was already there. But pop the Jackson. Install, advance. The challenge has been offered. Is Randall up to the challenge? Can he make it through this gigantic server? He's got a lot of money. We'll see if he can pull it off. I think he's just counting up, maybe making sure that whatever comes up, he can do it. 34 credits is nothing to cough at. Yep, doing some math. So money's up. Drops a Fem. Ooh, and a Vamp. The Vamp play. That Fem is going on the Mother Goddess. So whatever that first ice is going to be a code gate. And Randall can get through it and then get through the Mother Goddess for a credit. And with this credit disparity, I don't even know. So with whatever that ice is, it's got to be more expensive for the runner to get through it with Gordian Blade than it is for Erickson to res it in order to make it worthwhile. It'll reduce the amount that the credit disparity will be. I mean, this is enough money to completely make Erickson broke. He decides to res an Ash on that server. Not a bad idea. Use the money while you have it. And no res, I think, on that ice. You still deciding? What will it be? He might be mathing it out right now. I mean, this could be it. I don't think Erickson was expecting this kind of a play. No res on that ice. Randall pays a buck to bypass. And Erickson loses 17 credits. Well, both runners lose 17 credits, and Randall gets a tag. And then he runs this gigantic server that Randall can't res anything. I mean, what could it be? It could be 3 pop-ups and then an Eli, but nope. That is it. That's a priority requisition. And Randall wins with the Vamp super play on the gigantic server. That was out of the blue. Well, I mean, Vamp Kit is a thing. We've seen it before. And I just don't. Perhaps Erickson was not expecting such HQ pressure, especially with the 2 R&D interfaces, and he had already lost an agenda out of there. Oh, and Erickson saying that he was planning on scoring out the priority rec and then hostile or domestic sleepover, domestic sleepers, not sleepovers. Man, what a game! Well. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of Round 2 is done. Round 2 is over for the Store Championships. We'll be moving on to Round 3 soon. But thanks, everyone, for watching. I will see you guys next time.